Let's learn Git. So what is Git? Git is a version control system. Basically it helps you to keep track of code changes, and it is commonly used tool between the developers. Okay, now let's say you have a project and you did some changes, and over the time you are keep doing changes, right? So that's how project lifecycle works, right? And you want to keep track of things, so later in future if something breaks you want to go back to the previous version, or if you want to go back to the specific version and take some code out of that version, so that is also possible. So that's why we use Git in the software industry. Now to download Git on your system, go to gitscm.com and click on download. So mine is Linux, so that's why it is showing download for Linux. So for your operating system it will show that. Okay, just download and double click on the installer. It is pretty simple process. Okay, then to verify if Git is present on your system or not, you will have to type Git and version. So it will show you some version. So version really doesn't matter, right? You can use any version, so as long as it is greater than 2. Okay, then second thing you need to do is you need to configure your username and email. So whenever you do changes, it will be assigned to that name and email. Okay, so we will know that who has contributed to project. Yeah, so for that you need to type git config. By the way, this changes I am doing in terminal, so open the terminal. Okay, so git config -- global and user.name, set some name, like I will set Pawan. Okay, then hit enter. So I am not going to do that because I already have a name and email. So and then second command is git config -- global user.email, and in double quotes use your email, right? user@gmail.com, yeah, like this, and hit enter. Okay, so once this is done, you are officially ready to make use of Git. Now I will take practical scenario. Okay, so I will go to the desktop folder, so cd desktop. So this is command you use to navigate to folder. This is nothing related to Git, just a terminal command. Okay, normal. Then I will go to learn and I will create folder mkdir, let's say test project. Okay, I will open this to show you. So I created this test project. So for this we are going to simulate the Git version. Okay, now let's go to inside test project and open it in VS Code. Okay, now from now on I will use this terminal, so you can open with new terminal or control tilde. Okay, now so what I will do, let's create a main.js file, that is also mine. Now let's say I did some changes, like console.log. so let's do some minimal practical application. A equal to 2 and then b equal to 5, right? And it's printing addition is a plus b, right? So this is our simple JavaScript application. Let's assume this is a very big project, so concept applies same for smaller or larger files, right? Okay, now if we think about it, Git will not automatically work. You need to initialize this project with Git. So basically what you are saying is add this project, add tracking for this test project. Okay, so to do that you need to type git init. So as soon as I hit enter, it is saying that initialize empty Git repository for this project. So basically what this does is, now it creates the .git folder. In this it is hidden folder, and it will basically track all the things in the test project. So basically whatever you will add, delete, modify, it will track it, right? So this is the command. You run it only once per project, right? So you will need to initialize project only once, right? You don't need to initialize the repository again and again. Okay, now that is done. So what I can do now, if I type git status, it will show me that untracked file is main.js, so it is not untracked. And if I go here, right, in source control, it will show me in here like changes that means it is untracked. Okay, now to track the to make it track, to make git the track this file, you need to type git add and the file name main.js. So I did that. You can see like as soon as I run this command, it moved to stage changes and it is like it is added. So if I type now git status, it will show me that it is in green and it is being tracked, changes to be committed. Okay, now we need to commit this, like git commit, and write a commit message, main.js file created. Okay, as soon as it is done, it is moved to logs basically. So if I type now git log, it will show me that author Pawan, like this is my email and name. So that's why we configured name and email, right? So it shows that who created who committed the change. So author Pawan, and on this date did this thing, basically message, whatever message that is written, and this is our unique hash for this change, right? Okay, so what are the stages, I mean what are the steps that I have done, right? So for any project lifecycle, so basically we create we do changes, or I will just write this in comment, right? Okay, we do changes, or let me close that, create new files. Okay, now after you do that, what you need to do, you will see that change in the working directory, right? So initially this is working directory. Now to move that to staging area, you need to run git add dot. So basically what it will do, it will add all the file to the staging area, from the working area to the staging area. So here I will write working area, right? And here I will write staging area, right? So once you run this command, it will add this to staging area. Now to move the staging area to repository, right, you need to type git commit and dash a message. So it will move that to basically repository, commit it to repository, and you can see log using git log command. Yeah. So what are the stages of normal development? Like we do changes or create new files, then we do git add, it will add that to staging area, and then we type message like git message. Now we will do the same practice, right, in real life. Now let's commit, save this, and real life project, I mean simulation. Let's, instead of this, let's see. So git status, now it will show what changes I did. It says that modified main.js, I mean it is correct, I modified the main.js file. And on left side, this is very helpful tool, like source control, it is in the VS Code itself. So if you click on it, in the green it shows that you added this file. So let's say if I remove this 5, right, and save it, on left side it says that see, it's showing in red, so it means that I removed that 5, right? Okay, let's undo that, we don't want to do that. Okay, now I can see like there is one file here, right, in staging area, sorry, in the working directory. Now let's add that to staging area, our step 2 process, git add dot. So dot it for basically, let's say I modified 20-30 files, so it will add all of them, right? So I can't keep writing file name a.js and b.js, right? So git add dot, so it moved to staging area. So if I do now like git status, it will show modified this file, like it is in green. And then now we need to commit, step 3, git commit dash m. So here I will write correct commit message, right? So what we did, we added comments, like added comments So hit enter. So it says like 1 file change, 12 insertions and 1 deletion. There's maybe some line delete here, right? So that's why. Okay, now let's save this. There's some unnecessary change, let's discard it. Okay, I will clear and then I will type git log to see the history on this project. So for first we created like main.js file created, and then second commit is added comments. So Pawan did the change, I mean I did the change. If some other user had done the change, it will show its name and whatever changes he did in the comment. Okay, now this is a pretty standard flow for, I mean if you are working, right? Now let's think more globally, right? Now let's say this project is ready for production. Okay, this app, our main project, what we need to do now is you need to host it to remote repository. So there are multiple ways. So GitHub, Bitbucket, and there is some service from the AWS as well. Okay, now I am using GitHub here. The process remains the same, concept remains the same, right? Whatever tracking we were doing on the local host, we will exactly do the same thing, but it is on the cloud, I mean basically online. So others developer can pull this project and work on it, right? Then they will do the same process, they will modify files, add it and commit, and they will push it to the remote, and whatever changes they pushed, we will then again pull those changes on our local system and we will modify, and then we will push it again. So basically this cycles continues, right? So I will explain it here, this next step, so maybe it will be more clear, right? So let's say on local machine you added addition, right? And then you will push these changes to remote. Okay, so it can be anything here, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, okay, etc, etc. Then you will push this. Now other guy or girl, whatever it, then what they will do, they will pull the changes from the remote to their local machine, right? And they will do the changes and push to remote again. So basically GitHub or whatever that is, like GitHub, Bitbucket. Then you will pull the changes from the remote repository to your machine, and then you will make changes and then push again, make changes and push again. So this will continue, right? This will continue till the lifetime. I mean, as a developer, this will never end basically. This is how the project lifecycle works. Like you make changes, you push it to the repository, then other developer pull the changes, then they make changes on their computer and they push it again. So basically this is how the lifecycle works, right? So since I added this comment, right, I will commit it here, like git status, to check what I did, modify. You know what, let's create one dummy file, so you are only saying one message. Let's see another also, maybe test.js. I will keep this file empty, so we just want to see like multiple files. Git status. Okay, now see it is saying that you modified main.js and untracked file are test.js, because I never added it to staging area, right? So yeah, that's why. So git add dot, so it will add all of them to staging area. So you can see like under staged. So if I do git status, I can see changes to be committed, right? Then I will just git committed, git commit -m, added comments in main.js and created test.js. Now it's done. Let's do git log to see the history. We need to expand this terminal. Okay, Yeah, so since this project history, I have 3 commits basically. First I created this file, then added comments main.js, and created test.js file. Okay, let's close this. Okay, test project. Now let's go to GitHub. Create new repository. In left side you can select create new repository, or you can click here and new repository. That is also option. If you go home and this option is still there, right? I will create one repository like test project. I will just keep it public for now. Yeah. Then create repository. So once you create repository, you will see something like this. So from here, what you need to do is, so here it mentions all the commands, right? All the command line instructions what you need to do to set up this. Okay, I will explain you. So basically you need to copy this. Once you click on HTTPS, copy this URL. So this is like exactly same as whatever you see up here, right? So if you copy this also, that is also fine, or you can copy this, but remember to type .git, right? Okay, so if you copy this URL, then okay, let's just copy this. We are making it overly complicated. Okay, let's copy it and then go to your editor. Then so this project is on my localhost, right? Now the project which I created online here, test project, there is no relation between this project and this online project, right? So basically there should be way to attach this local project to here, right? So for that you need to type command git remote add origin and paste the URL that you copied. So I will expand this to see it more clearly. Yeah, so basically what I have written is git remote basically git remote add origin. So for origin name you need to add remote repository, this one. Yeah, so basically this project will be assigned to this repository, right? If I hit enter, so now this project is linked to this this project, local project is linked to this remote. How will you verify that, like what my project is linked to? So for that you need to type git remote -v. So it will say that origin name, it is linked to this repository. So you can fetch and push to whatever you will do. In for origin it will be linked to this remote repository, right? So now we have the local changes and everything that we did earlier, right? Those 2 files. Now we will push this. Now let's do second step right here. We will push these changes to remote GitHub repository. Now for that you need to type git push origin. Okay, before that you check what branch you are on. Git branch master. Okay, that's fine. So we need to push this master branch. By default git create like master branches. I will explain the branches a little later. Let's go with this flow for now. So git push origin master. So in this command what we are saying is git push git bro push the master branch to the origin. Basically git push origin master. So basically push the master branch to the origin name. So origin name we had stored this for this project, right? A remote repository. So once I hit enter, so it is saying like it's done pretty much quickly. Now if I refresh, so here I can see now the whatever 2 files which I created, right? On left side it shows like master branch. So we only have 1 branch, so that's why. Okay, 1 branch. So this is the basic change, right? Now let's do this flow once more, so you will get more confidence, right? So let's say let c equal to 10, and then so now I added the subtraction here also, right? So think bigger, like in bigger project you made some lots of 10-15 files. So think that like I just done the 10 I just modified the 10-15 files. Okay, so I did that. Now what is the next step? You know, practice it. Practice will make clear. Like git add dot, so add it to staging area, then git commit -m commit message like added no modified code and added yeah, basically let's write some cleaner. Yeah, added subtraction Jesus. SUBSCRACT, yeah, subtract. Let's go with that. It's not important for the spelling right now. Added subtract logic to the code. Okay, we did that. I can do git log, and then so if I scroll down right here, okay, let me make this bigger. Yeah, so here you can see, right, added subtract logic to the code. Now this change is on my local computer, but it is not on the remote repository, right? So you can, in the commits, you can say like last commit is this and it is 6 minutes ago. It is not always correct, this one, but yeah, let's rely on this added commented. Now what you need to do to push this again, like git push origin master. If I do that, it will push it to the origin repository and the master branch. So if I go here and refresh, now you can see like added subtract logic to the code, it is there. And if I open this file, the subtraction logic will be there, right? Okay, now this was about the master branch. Okay, now let's real life work mainly relies on multiple things, right? So let's say not everyone pushes to the master, right? Because master is basically connected to the production website and all, right? So master is the code which is present for the people to use, like production. So what they will do, they will create branches. So branches is term. So basically you can maintain the multiple form for the project, right? So git branch, if I type git branch, it will list all the branches. So this is the command. Now to create branch, you can do git checkout. I mean git branch is also, this command is fine. Git branch and the, let's say feature A. Let's do real life thing. Git branch multiplication. Yeah. So basically with this command you will create a branch multiplication, right? So if I hit enter and now I type git branch, so you will see two branches, master and multiplication. And why it is showing green and star in front of master? Because we are currently on the master branch, that's why. Okay, so we need to switch to multiplication, right? And basically I was on master and I created multiplication, right? Okay, so basically this means that I created multiplication branch using master copy, right? So whatever changes I had in master, it will be copied to multiplication. Basically I copied the code and created two versions of it, master and multiplication. Okay, now let's switch to the master branch, multiplication branch. Git I think switch is the command, git switch multiplication. Yeah, now as you can see it is saying like switch to multiplication branch. Now in this branch we will add we will make changes for the multiplication, right? So think it as we are doing a lot of big calculations. Okay, or modify changes. So let d equal to 2 and we will select multiplication is a into d. So I saved it. So in here left side you can see, and what our regular drill is, like git status, we can say like modified main.js, then we will do git add to staging area, then git commit added multiplication logic. Yeah. So we committed it. If I say git log, it is saying that added multiplication logic. Yeah. So if I see all the commits, right, so all the branches commits I can see here, right, and it says origin master. But for this commit it shows that head is at multiplication. So currently we are on multiplication branch and this commit belongs to multiplication branch only. Okay, now let's close this, clear. Let's switch switch to master for 1 second. So I did the changes in the master multiplication branch only, right? So if I switch to master, you can see like there is no changes here, it automatically got removed, right? Because we did not do change in the master, we did the change in the multiplication only, right? So if I do git master, git branch, now you can see like the star is at master, right? Okay, now let's do one thing. So this overall flow, I hope you got it, right? So let's switch to the master, multiplication, switch multiplication. So I now switch to multiplication branch, and I had changes to push. So what I will do, git push origin. So instead of master, now I want to push multiplication, right? So I will type multiplication branch, yeah, and I will hit enter. So basically it got pushed. So if I go here, so see it automatically detect like multiplication had recent pushes 3 seconds ago. You can compare and create pull request. I will explain pull request in a second, but yeah. And if I click view all branches, you can see that default branch is master, your branch is multiplication, active is multiplication because it got pushed right now, that's why. So you can see all the branches basically master and multiplication. So if I go to code and switch to multiplication branch, so this is how we switch here, like click on it, and then so you can see multiplication branch. I had this multiplication change basically here. Go back. So GitHub is basically visual representation, and other developers can click here and then pull that repository. I will show you in a minute like how to pull and all, do the changes. Okay, now since I did these changes in the multiplication, and let's say this changes looks good to me. Okay, now let's say I'm this B developer, I push these changes. Now I need to do compare and pull request. So what this saying is that multiplication branch changes, you need to merge it to the master. So basically that multiplication branch change will be merged into the master branch code. Okay, and in here below it shows that whatever it is done. So in here plus, so this change will be merged to left side, right? So you can see the arrow, multiplication goes to master, able to merge. So there are no conflicts, so that's why. So if I create pull request, so basically now pull request is open, and here it says this commit like added multiplication logic change. Now I can either merge this pull request, or I can reject it also. That is also one option, like close pull request and all. Okay, now let's do the merging. So confirm merge. So it basically successfully merged this pull request. Now if I go to code and switch to master, we are on master, you can see like that change got added in here itself, like just now, right? So if I go to main.js, I can now see the changes of the multiplication, right? Here it is added in the master. Now if you go to editor here, and now it is showing multiplication. So basically we must be on the multiplication branch. To verify that on which branch we are on, we need to type git branch. So it is in green and star, so it is multiplication. Let's switch to master. Yes, WIT switch, git switch master. And there is also other command if you don't want to type this, there is like other option, git checkout. Yeah, git checkout master. So this also works, and that switch command is a little bit new on side here. Okay, so I am old user, so that's why most of the times I use checkout only. Okay, so git checkout master. So you switch to master, but if you see on localhost, on local my machine, the change is not there, because that change is made to the cloud or this basically on remote repository, right? So why it will be there on your machine, right? So to pull the changes to your machine, what you need to do, like git pull origin. So you need to pull the origin of what branch. You need the master changes, right? So you will type this git pull origin master. So as soon as I do that, I get the changes on my local machine, like git pull origin master. Okay, so this is how you basically pull and push the changes, commit changes, add to staging area, and then git logs. If I do now git log, and if I expand this view, So I can see like all the history here, right? So whatever I did, and then I created the pull request, then this pull request got merged, right? So yeah, so let's close this. Okay, now you can saw one command like git checkout, that multiplication branch. Now what if you want to switch and create new branch and switch at the same time? So that there is one command for that, git checkout -b, and the branch name, let's say you want to do calculator, like big picture. Okay, git checkout -b calculator. So it created new branch also and switched to it also. Like if I do now git branch, so my green is now calculator and star is also in front of calculator. So that's how you switch and create. Now in calculator, let's make the changes in the calculator. So let's verify we are on the calculator itself. Okay, let's close this, clear it again. So in here I will do now calculator change. It's right, A, B on operation, right? And then console log addition, I will write subtraction, multiplication. Yeah, that's fine. That's all the function we have, right? Okay, so I created new functionality for our very big project calculator, and we pass the ABCD and the operation, what operation we want to do, and it returns that operation basically. If we pass calculator, let's check this app even works, like node main.js. See, so A is 3 and B is 5, so addition is correct. I mean everything, it is computer, so it will be correct. Okay, so now the code is correct. I mean it doesn't matter, we are learning it, but yeah, it's fine. On left side, if I click on the changes, we can see like what changes we did, right? So function calculator, and we modified this code basically. Now open your terminal or click here, and that is also fine. I can just easily toggle control that tilde, that is also a very convenient option. Now do git status. I mean there is no need to do that, but type commands, it will be great for practice. Yeah. Let's type clear. Now git add to staging area, git commit -m added calculator. Yep. And you basically need to push this now. Instead of pushing, what we will do, we will merge this branch on localhost only. Okay, so that is also another option, right? So whatever we did on the remote, like we created PR and then we pushed these changes, I mean we merged that branch into the master branch. So now we will do the same thing but on local repository, right? So for that, let's do some practice. Git branch, we are on calculator branch. Okay, now we want to merge this calculator in the master branch. So for that, what you need to do, you need to go to first master branch. So git branch, git checkout or git switch, that is also fine. Git checkout master. I am switched to master, so there is no calculator here. I mean it is in the calculator branch, why it will be, but yeah. So here we need to type git merge and the branch name of what branch we need to merge in the master. So basically I switch to master and then I'm saying git merge calculator. Yeah. Now if I hit enter, so the changes got merged into the master basically. Now I am in the master branch only. So if I type git branch, I can see my current branch is master, but since I ran this git merge calculator, the calculator branch changes got merged in the master itself, right? But if you go to remote, obviously this changes won't be here, right? So if I go here and just click on the main, and in the master we were saying that main.js doesn't have calculator. Yep. So in the code, let's go to code, and then our branch name was calculator. So our branch name was master. We need to push master branch here and update our remote. Yeah, so git push origin master. Okay, now if I go to this and refresh, you can see the calculator changes appeared here, right, in main.js file. I go to click on code. Yeah, added calculator. Yes. So what we just saw now is make changes in another branch. Yeah. Make changes in, let's write feature branch. That was the feature, right? Then basically commit and log it, and that is a normal flow, right? Regular, right? Then merge that branch to master. Master is renamed to main, so master or main, it doesn't matter. So master or main branch. Okay, then push master or main branch to the remote. Yeah, so other developer will basically pull this branch again, like git pull origin on their machine, and they will do the changes and they will push it again. So this life cycle will continue. Yeah, so that's what I meant by this. Now let's discard it. What are the other things we can explore right now? So that is, let's say you are not the first one who is creating this project, right? I mean, there is no project to start with. So basically you are the second or third or other number developer, right? And your organization is likely to have project on the GitHub or Bitbucket, right? So how you will get these changes on for the first time on your local machine? So for that, click here and copy this. Basically get the git URL. You can copy this and add .git to it, or you can go here and copy it. So everything is fine. So that is the clone. Basically you will clone this repository. So click on it, click here and go to your fresh project. So what I will do, I will open it side by side, so you will see it in the learn directory. Create new folder, new project. So you are starting in the new organization and they already have a project, so you will create this folder. Open that folder in here, like in terminal or VS Code. So I will go back and see this new project, cd new project. Yeah, and type code dot. So I open this new project here. Let's close this project. Yeah, and do ++, make it bigger. Then terminal, go to terminal and you need to type git clone and the repository name. See what it will do, it will clone this remote repository on your local computer. So it will create this test project folder. But if you look at it, right, I already had folder for new project. So basically what I will do, I will in the end of the command I will hit dot. So basically it will clone in the same new project folder, right? So if I hit enter, so it is saying that cloning into dot. So basically if I see on the left side, you can see that changes are here, right? Main.js and test.js file. Yeah, now what we did right now, so since you are starting in the new organization, they will likely to have a project, some sort of project. So basically we cloned this repository on your local machine. Yeah, now other thing was, let's say git clone and the paste. So you can see like it will create the test project folder, right? So this doubt is also clear, that what will happen if I directly paste git clone and the repository name, right? .git name. So it will create new folder called the repository name. Yeah, test project is the project name. Yeah, repository name. Now this everything is clear here right now. We created the project. We are basically creating new branches and deleting changes, removing changes, adding changes. I will show you how to remove the changes in a minute. Let's delete this test project, right? We don't need it. Yeah. Now let's go to remote. let's say you are here in the repository, right, in this branch. So it can happen that this test project is under some other username, so your organization and slash your project, right, and they will tell you this fork this project on your system. So there is option to fork. So what is fork? Fork is basically, let's do live forking, right? So that will be a very, instead of me talking, it will be very useful. Let's fork something like PHP repository, maybe, I don't know. Let's go here. Okay, let's see. So consider this is your organization and they have this PHP project, and they will say you that fork this repository on your, so we will click this fork. So basically what you will do, you will get the copy of this. Basically it is like a cloning of the project, right? Cloning of the repository, whatever you did, but cloning was from remote to your local. Now this is remote to remote, but from Docker library account to your account, right? So create a new fork. So I am just creating new fork. See, now I copied this whole project under my name, like, see here. Okay, Pawan PHP, Pawan PHP, right? It's created fork of this. So this is also one option. Now how the flow will work in terms of this. Now whatever changes you will do, you will copy this and copy this URL, git clone. You will clone this repository on your local machine, then make the changes, add it to staging area, commit it, push the repository, that branch, whatever changes you did here, it will show that changes here, that new branch. Then you need to create pull request. It will show option to create pull request. You will create pull request to this fork also, right? So that is also another development step. Now I think only one thing is remaining to like regular development workflow. That is, I mean, we can also explore like others, but let's say let me make this low resolution, minimize it. Now let's say I type git log and this change, right? Let's go to this change, added multiplication logic. Let's say you did everything and you want that I added this calculator accidentally. Now I want to go back to the previous change, this one. So you need to copy this commit. So I will copy this commit and close this. You need to type git reset -- hard and paste it. So it will say now head is at that this new commit. So if I type now git log, you can see that my previous all the commits are gone, like all the commits above that. Okay, and my basically head is at multiplication. So you can see like calculator code is also gone from here, right? So the command was, let me show it to you again, clear it, and this command git reset -- hard and the commit here, right? So don't use it very often. I mean, it is very dangerous. Once you delete this, I mean, go back to the previous version, you can't get to the new version. Though there are two ways to get the new version. You can either git pull, so remote version, you will pull it to the local, right? So you will get the changes again. Or other is like you need type git rep log and basically reset, make the merge changes from rep log to your changes itself, right? So you use that git command, git reset hard command very carefully. Now other important thing which I use regularly is, let's say I did some changes. Now let's create another file, in the test cases, write something console.log, some testing features. Okay, and now the thing is, let's say you don't want to commit these changes, right? I added this test feature, I don't want to commit it, but I want to send these changes to my teammate. how I will do that. So there is one option, git diff arrow. Yep. And basically I'm saying that in desktop create this patch. So I will just name it feature.patch. So what this command does is basically it will pack all these changes in the feature.patch. So if I hit enter and I go to desktop now, like home and desktop, so you see this feature.patch file, and if I open it in the text editor, right, you can see that so there is this change, right, console.log. So I will tell now the command how you can apply this patch. So what you will do, you will send this file in the whatever communication manner you want to send, right? So let's say you are on Slack or the GitHub teammate or whatever file manager or drive, or you can send this file, patch file. So what your teammate will do to apply that change on his local machine, so he need to type git apply reject white space. So basically it will ignore all the tabs, spacing and everything nonsense. So fix, and whatever route whatever folder he downloaded, let's say it is in the downloads, he downloaded that patch file in the downloads, and feature.patch. Yep. So I can copy that here itself, like let's say I remove this. So basically we are doing the simulation of your friend doesn't have that change, so he will go here git apply reject white space equal to fix, and then so basically my patch file is in desktop, right? So desktop / feature.patch, and if I hit enter, see that change got added here. So why these two commands are very useful, you can send patches to your friend and he can apply that patch. Basically I did not have to commit and push it to remote. There was this only simply changes. Sometimes there are changes you don't want to commit, you just want to send it to friend, right, without pushing it to remote. So you can do this this way. So that is also useful. Now another thing is, let's say another feature I want to show to you is, let's say I did this change, testing feature, and I don't want to commit it and I want to switch the branches. So basically you can do that, but then this change will move to other branch, right? So what you can do is you will stash it. Okay, so that command would git stash save name. So you can see like it is got saved as a name. You can now switch branches. Yeah, so that won't show here. Let's go to, like, I switch to other branches. So to see like what is in my stash, git stash list, it will say that name is in the list. So to get that stash change, you will type git stash pop. It will pop the latest stash whatever you have saved. So as soon as I type git stash popped, it popped this last available stash, that was this test.js change. So if I type now git stash list, so there is nothing in the stash list. Basically I mean there is nothing, so it will be a nothing, right? Yeah. So that was the last thing I want to explain. So this much knowledge is enough to work in a organization.